Good morning, anyone that's listening. Just a short video this morning. I'm here to answer a few questions that were posed to me recently. And to be quite honest, at the time I was taken a little bit by surprise, so I don't feel I answered them in the full capacity to which they should have been answered. Somebody asked me if loved ones come to you in dreams, or whether it is just a dream or just imagination. No, I do believe that loved ones do come to us in dreams. I've had them come through myself, and some of the things they've said to me have been very kind of specific to what I have been thinking and feeling. I also believe that they come to you in the dream state because you're less susceptible to outside influences. For instance, if something came through to you during the day, you'd probably put it down to just coincidence or something else that's going on around you. But in the dream state, you're unaware of any of those things that are going on. So therefore, you're far more likely to accept the fact that they are there. Also, something else I was asked about the difference between ghosts and spirits. Well, ghosts are an imprint on time, and very often they will do things that they did in life and carry on doing things that they did in life. And it could be something that was a matter of routine for them, a day-to-day routine, or it could be something that happened to them, some kind of tragedy or something, and they are reliving it. But it's not in the same way that a person who has passed away would be under normal daily circumstances, i.e. illness, old age, etc. Because for some reason or other they are embedded in the makeup of that place, so where the tragedy happened, or where they worked, or whatever other thing they did during their lives that caused them to cause them to haunt the place, shall we say. Yeah, right, okay. Spirits. When this body dies, it's just a shell. What it houses is the energy, the energetic part of us. We're all made of energy, and that energy lives on. It can move through time, space and matter, and therefore it can go anywhere it wants, do anything it wants, and it will not have the earthly pain and other things that go with it. So they are not bound by any earthly conditions. When a spirit comes through to a medium, it is attracted to a similar energy. So for instance, if I've got a member of their family or a loved one sitting in front of me, then I do feel that thank you, Stephen. I do feel that they connect to that energy. Like attracts to like. Okay, so when a spirit contacts you, either through a medium or through their own devices, it is because they are searching out that like energy. And obviously if you have been connected to them in life, then you will be connected to them after they have passed away. So that is the difference between spirits and ghosts, shall we say. Okay. Also, somebody asked me if I'd had things thrown at me. Well, I said no at the time, but I was referring to during investigations, because I don't recall ever having anything thrown at me. I've had other things happen. I've been pushed, shoved, and goodness knows what else. But I don't really recall having anything thrown at me. I mean, I could be wrong, because sometimes when I'm doing an investigation, I'm in trance, and I don't always, realise what's going on around me. But I have had things thrown at me by spirit in the normal course of a day. When we were in our Walkley shop, we used to get things thrown at us regularly, and the customers as well. They used to get things thrown at them because...
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
Right, I think we finished with Mick's phone going off while we're talking. In our shop in Walkley, we had things thrown at us on a regular basis, and a lot of the customers also experienced it. The most popular thing that was thrown was black candles. It was always the black ones. We had a big rack full of all different colour candles, but it was always the black ones that got thrown. And we experienced quite a few things in that shop. Also, I've had pots of ivy thrown at me. I had a very, very peculiar one once when I was working at the Mystic Maze in London. I had a pot of ivy stood on a rack outside the actual entrance to my shop, and I was on the phone to a friend, and I don't know what had happened, but something had happened, and she said to me, "What about your guides?" She said, "What do they think?" And I said, "Guides?" I said, "I think they've deserted me." And the next thing I know, I've been hit by a pot of ivy. Now, this pot of ivy, as I said, was outside the door to the shop, and I had two gates, one at 45-degree angles to each other, and the telephone was behind a partition wall. So to hit me, that pot of ivy would have had to go in kind of two reverse Zs to reach me. So it was very, very weird. There was nobody else around at the time, and obviously I think it was something that was there to give me a wake-up call. Also, if spirit, if you like, or the universe or whatever else thinks I'm not doing enough work, they also tend to do things, throw things about the house, move things, goodness knows what else, to make me pay attention, I think, so that I know that I should be doing something. And whatever that is, sometimes I really don't know. I mean, I wish they'd be a bit more specific, but very often I'm given wake-up calls like that. If I decide to have a lazy few weeks or something, when I do absolutely nothing to do with spirit, then they start getting a bit uppity and start throwing things at me. So obviously I'm supposed to do what I do for whatever reason, and I suppose one day I will find out, but that's basically what happens. But I'd just like to add, I very much like to hear your queries, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. I like to answer your questions. That's one of my main things, and I always add it onto my shows, because I always feel that even if somebody doesn't get a message, they very often have things they want to ask, and this is why I always add a question and answer session onto my shows, because it gives people a chance to ask the things they want to ask, and maybe even it gives them some kind of peace or closure by knowing the answer to these questions. So if ever you're at one of my shows, don't be afraid to ask questions, because very often I say, has anybody got a question? And they all sit there and stare at me, and I have to kind of prompt them a bit before they start, before hands start going up, shall we say. But if you have got any queries, I'm always here. So you can, I mean, I'm not going to give you a reading over PM or anything like that impromptu, because you know, that's not fair on me. So please respect that. But if you've got any questions you want to ask, please feel free to PM me, or you know, send a link on one of my posts or something like that, and I will endeavour to answer them for you. If I don't know the answer, then I'll point you in the right direction to somebody who does, and I'm always happy to do that. But like I said, I won't do impromptu readings, because I mean, my relaxation time is my relaxation time with my family, and that is very important to me. So if you just respect that, I'd be very, very appreciative of that. And I will be doing a live on Monday evening. It won't be every Monday evening, because some Monday evenings I do have shows to go to, but I will be doing one this Monday. I'm not quite sure what it's about yet, but if you want to kind of join in, then please feel free to do so. And for now, I'll say goodbye. All right, thanks for listening. Bye.